Hi everyone, this is Joanna from Tarot with Joanna, and I'm here to do a just a video so that I can talk to you a little bit more about what's going on. I feel like I have to. Really, I don't have to, but just like because I went through a lot of stuff before I got to this point, and sometimes people look for answers, and you have no way of knowing. Nobody wants to tell you a straight answer. And I looked and I searched and I searched and I read and I read and I watched videos after videos, and everything just seemed to like fall into place. But I kind of knew that spirit was guiding me. My spirit and angels were guiding me because of everything that I was going through. So, in that note, when you're going through this awakening, I'm just going to call it awakening because there are so many names that you could do it. You could call it awakening, you can call it a spiritual awakening, you can call it a spiritual journey, just a spiritual uh, going through a spiritual thing, anything. But these are the kind of like the key moments that that will put you like you'll know that it's a spiritual journey because this is what's gonna like play out. Okay, so all right, so my first one, and I'm gonna give you this. A lot of times we just don't go through once. We're always on a spiritual awakening. If we're not on a spiritual awakening, we're on a soul mission. If we're not on a soul mission, we are looking for answers of all kinds. And after you do one, you want to know about more and more and more. Okay, so I'm not like the I'm not like the certified one, or I'm not a therapist or anything, but I pretty much know. I just want to give myself a little bit more credit because I can look at somebody and then read them, not like read them in a bad way, but I can pretty much sense how they are. And it's kind of spooky because, before in the past, I never took the time to do that. And now I do. So, I'm just going to tell y'all right now. It takes a lot to go through a spiritual journey. You have to go through something very major to go through a spiritual journey. And the one thing that the first time when I did, I lost my job, I lost my home, my kids left me, and I was just like, I didn't know why, or how come. But all I knew was that I moved to a different place. I didn't have any income coming in, and everything just seemed like to just like it wasn't really falling apart because I can't say that it was falling apart. It was more like I was led to this, but it was in a good way, not in a bad way. At first, I thought, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to afford this. I'm not gonna be able to do this. I'm not gonna be able to. I was so negative because everything was in my life was negative. I had just lost my home. I just lost my. I had just lost my job, and I was just like, oh my goodness. Okay, so let's just go back to when I got a divorce. Okay, so that was my first one. I went through a divorce. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know how to do this. All I knew was that I had two kids, and one of them was 10. The other one was like 14. So I was going through that. So, but somehow I made it. I kept going. Started. I still didn't think anything about anything spiritual. All I knew was that I had to go out there and survive. And it was okay. I did. So then the next thing came. I settled myself down, and I guess the universe said, okay, we'll let you have this. We'll let you go ahead and have this, because you're doing okay. So I guess the universe said, let her do this for so many years, because then when the time comes, something else is going to happen. And it did. Later on, I was working a job and I lost it. But ever since in this job that I had it for so long. It wasn't just the divorce. The divorce, yeah, brought me down, but I kept on. So then I'm here later on during the years. Here I am, and I'm going through this lost my job. I had to move out of my home because I couldn't afford because I lost my job. I used up everything that I had in my money. So that basically made me move to a different place. I couldn't afford that place because I didn't have a job, and everything that I used from that job was running out. So again, the situation was just like, wow. So finally, in that situation, I started to read the Bible. Okay, so I was, I always knew about God. I always knew about God. I always knew about Jesus. I always knew, but I never really just sat down and actually did it. I never actually sat down and said, you know what, God, can you help me out? I always used to say, oh, thank you, God, but here and there. Never took the time to do that. And this time I did. I started learning about the Bible. I started reading it. And we were still going through all this, and I would be praying, and I was like, okay, this is the answer that I need. This is the answer that I need to do, that I need. Maybe if I pray, I could do this or could do that. And so, time kept going on. I didn't have no money. My water got turned off, and then so I was like, okay, the water's turned off. So okay, my daughter had moved in with her dad, and then my son ended up moving to Austin because this is San Antonio. So he moved to Austin. I was really upset, that he had already gone. Everybody was gone, and so I was there. I didn't have any water, running water. So, but somehow I found water. I would read the Bible, and somehow I would get water from like my next door neighbor, or somebody else. My boyfriend's parents would come, and they would bring us water. And so it continued on like that, and I still couldn't catch up. I could not catch up. It was like I had water, but it wasn't my water. It wasn't like enough for everything. But it was weird. The situation was weird. So, but let's continue fast forward. I'm not gonna go through all this, but um, so so then we moved in. Like I went through a spiritual journey, and kept going on, and I learned all about the Bible. I learned about Christ and everything else, angels, and I started looking. I just turned my whole world around. I got into a better position, and even now, I'm now I'm in a good place right now. Um, but what happened was my dad passed away, and so I think that was my test to find out if I was gonna stay in my faith, and I did because I know that it's not God's fault. I know that my dad was ill, and he was, it just happened. And it, even though we hate for them to leave, it's still it was still God's hand, and God put him in a better place, and he's resting. And that was right now the I was doing a lot of thinking when I was in the hospital, and I know that I'm going through the spiritual journey. I am, and my cards also tell me that I'm going through a spiritual journey. But I'm gonna give you some key notes, okay? I'm gonna give you some key notes, some things to know when you're going through a spiritual journey. Okay, when you go through a spiritual journey, pray daily, pray, you know, connect with God, connect with whoever you're connected with, whether it's this God, that God, whatever God, you're gonna connect to them, and you're gonna connect them to them deeply. You're gonna start talking to them. You're gonna be like, hey, what's going on? Not like that, but you're gonna be like, God, you're gonna ask a lot of questions, and you're gonna want to know. You're gonna want to know the answers to it. and you're gonna be grateful, you know, you're gonna have gratefulness in your heart. I now this day now I have a gratitude journal. I write in my journals every day. When and sometimes I'll look back at them and I'll say, wow, I remember this day or I remember this time, and there's so much in there because you've learned so many lessons, and that's almost like a textbook. Like you can go back to the chapters and say, oh man, I remember this and I remember that. And also to always know that the planets, the praying, the angels, the spirits and all that is connected together. All that all the archangels, they're all connected together. So, pray. That's going to be your important source to pray. You want answers, you're going to ask God for answers. You want to know, to know about this or that, you're going to ask God. Ask God. God, please lead me. Spirit, archangels, lead me to the resources that I need for this and that. You will. And you know what? And he will help you. He will. You know, it's just like if you don't do that, because like a lot of people will go in their own routine. Like some people will do this, okay, and not everybody, but here's some a routine. Okay, this is every day they'll do it, Monday through Friday. They'll go like this. They get up, they go to the bathroom, they brush up, wash up, whatever they're gonna do. They go and get coffee or whatever they're gonna do. Drink coffee, eat, whatever. They get ready, they go to work. This is most people, okay? They get ready and they go to work, and then they do their work. They come back. They're too tired to do whatever, or they go out, whatever. But they never seem to stop and just say, "Hey, thank you, God, for my home. Thank you, God, for my shoes. Thank you, God, for the money that you put in my pocket. Thank you, God, for the food that you place on there." Have a lot of gratitude, because God is the one that puts it on there. Whoever you pray to, whoever you are, and you're in place with, that's the person that do is going to help you throughout this journey. Okay. And then the second one is connect with the outside, connect with the earth. Go outside, clear your mind, listen to God, pray to God. Um, do things outside. Plant a plant. You know, um, Throw a stone. Put your phone in your pocket and just clear your mind. Clear your mind, because you have to. Whether it's just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 3 minutes, a minute, whatever. Go outside. Get some of those rays. Clear your mind, because our lives are so cluttered right now with so much electric. Or we have the laptop, we have the phone, we have the smart TV, we have Alexa, we have the smart cars, we have the fans, the air conditions, we have the smart refrigerator, smart coffee. We have everything. And the thing is that we don't see the outside anymore. you know the the growing grass, the growing plants, the growing trees, the fruit that we get off of these trees, the animals that are outside, the whatever, the bees, the butterflies. Look outside, because we never do that anymore, and you need to get back into nature. Okay. And then another tip, I'm just going to give you these tips so that way you'll know, okay, when you go through your spiritual journey. Another tip is to change your diet. Okay, we have high vibration and then we have low vibration. Okay, when you're in high vibration, you don't want to eat junky food no more. You don't want to eat, chocolate or fried foods or French fries, or whatever. You want to eat food, You want to eat greens. You know, always try to incorporate greens in your food. Try to or incorporate stuff that you would grow outside, not fried. You know, a healthy body is a happy body, and it brings your vibration up. If you continue to eat like greasy foods and stuff, it brings it down. And because you feel sick, because you feel like you don't want to, you know, your body's not happy, it's not, you know, being right, you know, feel constipated or bloated, you know. But when you eat your greens and you eat, you know, just look at it, if you eat healthy, your body's going to be healthy. You'll have more energy, you'll be able to go outside, do the things that you want, you'll be this and that. But if you eat fried foods, sugar and all that, you know, you have health problems. You have you bound to get health problems. You feel sick, you feel bloated, you're not sleeping right, you know, and it's because you don't take care of the things that you're supposed to. You know, and basically it's like changing your lifestyle. I mean, I'm not saying to give up your cookies, cuz I love cookies, you know, but I won't eat them all the time. I try to put I try to eat, you know, I eat cookies, right? I do eat cookies. I'm not going to lie. I do eat cookies. I even eat donuts when I can, you know, but I'm not eating them every day. And you know, what my go-to is right now is peanut butter. That'll satisfy me, you know, whether it's good or not for me, it satisfies me. And I'm not eating a whole 5 cookies, you know, at a time. So that's a good tip right there, okay? Remember, you know, and also too, when you have low energy, when you have a low vibration, it makes you sleepy. So nice, huh? You like that, huh? I know. Uh-huh. See, I have my daddy's picture right here. All of y'all see. See my dad? Oh, my daddy. All right, Dad, stay right there. Yep, I can't be without my daddy. Okay. So, so when you're in a spiritual journey, you know, things look different to everybody. You're gonna see things different, also. You know, you're gonna see people different. You're gonna see people who lie. You're gonna see people who are trying to get away with things. You're gonna see a lot of things, you know. And the thing is that it's like an awakening. You wake up. You wake up from all that nonsense. You know what's going on. Because why? Because you're more in a higher vibration, and you're alert. You know what's going on. So those are good tips, okay? So just in case you're going through a spiritual journey, I'm giving you that, okay? So also too, learn from other people. This was my go-to. This was my go-to. When I went through a spiritual journey, there was some people that I was attracted to on YouTube. And I'm not saying attracted like I'm in love with them, nothing like that. I was attracted to certain things on there. Like certain people, like certain books, like certain quotes, especially on Instagram. There would be people would pop up, and I'd be like, "Wow, that's really good." And then I would go to their page and I would look at it, and then they would have like people that followed them, and then it would go further. It was like almost like spirit was leading me to all these people. Mhm. Yeah, I know it. I know. Also, too, you know, get to know yourself. Get to know yourself. You know, I don't know if anybody has said anything, but the charkas, those are different too. But we can get into that later on. But the charkas, when you're balanced and you're in a high vibration, your chakras are all in line. All in line. And if you're not and you're sleepy, then that means they're out of, like, they're unbalanced. So when I do a reading and I say, oh, you're balancing everything, that means you're still in good. But when they say it's unbalanced, that means, you know, you're probably not, everything's not looking too good. So um that but we can get into that, you know, later on. But get to know yourself, how you are. You know, you can try meditation also. Do meditation, quiet your mind. And meditation is really good. You can get books, there's stuff on YouTube that you can see, and you can sit there for like a good, some of them are like 5 minutes, some of them are 11 minutes, some of them are, and just get a good regular grounding video, and just to ground yourself. Just do what it says, put some headphones on, do what it says, and then you'll feel better. because that's how you start. And once you get better, you'll start going from 10 minutes to 23 minutes to 24 minutes to 28 minutes to 30 minutes, and you'll be a pro. You just got to keep going. You got to keep going. This is how they want you to. The spirits and the guides want us to live life like this. They want us to be healthy, and you see a difference of it. You're more happier. You're more cheerful. You know, when my dad passed away, it made me very sad. It made me very sad. I felt alone. I felt empty. But it was only for like a couple days that I felt like that. Until later on, I understood that, because I read the Bible. I know where we go. I was like, we're going to see him again. We're going to do this. And I have all my brothers and sisters, and I tell them the same. So it was, you get the answers before you go through it, and it makes it not be that hard, you know. But okay, so that's another one. Okay. Um, Also, too, another one. Connect with good people, not people that are negative, not people that will bring you down. Avoid that. In all possible way. If you have like a lot of people at work or people at home that just say, oh, you can't do nothing, you're stupid, or you're dumb, you know stuff like that is not good. Because your body and your heart hears that, your ego hears it, and that's what brings you to that point where you just feel like, okay, well, I guess really am dumb. No, you're not. You're not dumb. You're not, because you're very smart, because you understand. Looking at tarot cards readings, that's a big giveaway right there, because you're curious. Your mind and your body and your soul are curious to know, huh? What does she mean by that? What does that mean? And then you just want to know, and you want to know, and that leads you to that awakening. So you guys, that's just a little bit of tips from me to you. If you ever go to a spiritual journey, and you think that you are, and you just don't know, but those are just little tips when you are going through an awakening to do that. Okay, so just to make it a little bit more easier. So on that note, I hope you enjoy it. Let me know in the comments what you think. If not, cool. But all right. So God bless. Bye.